Hello and welcome to today's Hellraiser Boxing blog. Please, if you enjoyed today's blog, please hit the subscribe button. Today's blog, we're going to look at the fight coming up this weekend between Saul Alvarez and Rocky Fielding. Canelo versus Rocky from Stocky. Fielding boxed for the Stockbridge ABC in the Northwest as an amateur. Right, the biggest contrast between these two, I hope it's not boxing ability. The first one that you'll notice is the height and the reach difference. Canelo is 179 metres tall, Fielding 190, so you've got like at least 10 centimetres in height difference and at least 10 centimetres in reach. Canelo 175. Fielding, there's different reports, 185 and 187. Even if it's 185, that's still 10 centimetres, which I can tell you is a major advantage, especially if you're punching down, keeping someone at bay and keeping someone away from you. Do I expect Fielding to keep Alvarez away from him for long? Unfortunately, no, I don't. I think Alvarez has a perfect style for drawing the first shot, slipping inside, and then letting flows of punches go to initially probably to the body, and then bringing them over the top. I think Fielding has really got his work cut out here. In terms of boxing ability, I mean, look, the name's on Canelo's resume already, and he's probably, you know, got a lot of more big fights, God willing. But I mean, Floyd Mayweather, who he lost against very early in his career, then obviously the two fights with Gennady Golovkin, he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Liam Smith, Amir Khan, who got absolutely walloped by him. Fielding, I mean, his best win is probably the win out in Germany against Tyron Zuger, and you can't criticise him too much. Look, he was given an opportunity, even if it was a WBA regular title, to go to Germany and fight a German. How many British fighters have gone out there, seem to have won the fight and not got the decision? Well, he went out there and he did win it. So you've got to, I'll take my hat off to him, my new Hellraiser boxing cap. But I mean, Tyron Zuger for me is almost a symbol of what's not so nice about modern boxing. It's people that are sort of manoeuvred into not just... I mean, it's one thing manoeuvring a fighter into a title shot that you used to hear about in the old days, but it's a completely different one where you've got guys who become world champions and defend the title a number of times, and they're not world class. They're not good enough to be what I would say that's world class. And Tyron Zuger, you know, is probably the best name on Fielding's record, or the best win on his record, and you know, Alvarez would annihilate him. So we're going to see. I mean, look, obviously Fielding has got those clear advantages in height and reach, and let's hope he goes out there and uses them to good effect, and you know, comes back with at least his reputation enhanced. I've got to say, I can't see him causing an upset here. What he has got to do is use those advantages that he's got to, you know, you've got to see straight punches, uppercuts, a lot of feinting, because Canelo will be on him. He will be on him from the very first bell. There's not going to be any mystery to his tactics here, I can tell you. He's going to come straight in close. He'll be feinting, trying to draw Fielding's lead, and also even trying to draw the right hand, because he knows as soon as he sees that leverage in Fielding's feet to throw that right hand, he'll be under it, he'll be around the side of it, he'll be countering with 2s and 3s, like blistering combinations of punches, probably initially to the body, then coming over and landing, looking to land heavily to the head. And for me, I've got to say, I think there's a genuine argument here where Fielding's tactics are concerned. His best bet, his most likely bet, because Fielding can punch, that's for sure. And there's an argument here that he should just go after Canelo and look to land his big shots, because at least then he's got a chance. It might not be a very big one. You know, it's still highly probable that he ends up getting stopped, but he's got a chance then. If Fielding tries to box Canelo, I can tell you he's got zero chance. If he tries to outbox him, he gets annihilated. He gets stopped, probably, you know, by the halfway mark, and it won't be pretty. because Canelo has got in his armoury the exact antidote to fielding. He can draw. He's very good at drawing the big shots, sneaking his feet very close very quickly, and then letting go with salvos of punches, and then we'll see Rocky from Stocky really his mettle tested. Like I say, I think his best bet is probably just to go after Canelo, and I don't think he's got much of a chance there. But if he stands off, he's got zero chance. So what is he? You know, what can he do? I mean, look, Golden Boy have picked Fielding. They've picked him, and they've picked him for a reason. They see him as the weak link. They see him as the best opportunity to have that claim. Oh, Canelo has now won a title at 3 different weights. If Canelo really wants to win a title, a world title at 3 different weights, well, the guy to fight, of course, is Callum Smith. They haven't gone for Callum Smith, and Callum Smith would be a big... I mean, Callum Smith versus Canelo, I would say, even in the UK, people would would pay pay-per-view to watch that. After Callum Smith won the World Boxing Super Series. I think, you know, Rocky Fielding, he ticked a lot of boxes here. We've got, on the one hand, you know, you've got the DAZN being launched in the US, and the British fighters, their profiles certainly going up over there. And we're getting a degree of respect from the Americans because of that. But this one, I've got to say, to me, I mean, when I heard of the fight, I was a little bit underwhelmed, because I thought, me personally, I would have liked to see GGG against Canelo again. Right, let's get that one sorted. Right, instead of that, we get Fielding against Alvarez, and I just think it's the golfing class is going to be too much, and I think that's where we'll see the difference. Like the Canelo's skill level is vastly superior, and I unfortunately, he seems like a very good guy, nice guy Fielding. That's where we'll see him come unstuck. I mean, the end, unfortunately, this is what I think, and I hope that I'm wrong, but I think you're going to see Fielding try and keep him off with straight punches. You're going to see Canelo sneaking inside them, blistering salvos to the body first. I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo actually concentrated almost solely to the body, only throwing headshots to bring the hands up so that he can go back to the body early on. Once he lands at will or comfortably to the body, and he starts to up the power and put a little bit more leverage into those shots, then I think you're going to see him come over the top, and by that time he would probably have taken too much out of Fielding. I'm going to say, like, by stoppage in round 6. I just hope that Fielding comes away with it, one, with his massive payday, his health intact, and having accounted for himself well in a fight that really very little of the advantages are in. I mean, like I say, you're going to get a small ring, you're going to get a very soft underlay, you're going to get everything that the Americans can do, and the Mexicans probably can do, to favour Canelo. He's a massive, massive draw over there, and boxing is a business, and they're not going to favour Rocky from Stocky. They're not going to help him. They're not going to do anything to make his life easier out there. Fair play to him for seizing the opportunity, and you can see the kind of guy that he really comes across as is someone who he talks very respectfully. I thought in all the press conferences and everything, he represented himself very well, and seems like a real good guy, nice guy. So I hope he just goes, and I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes and lands that big shot, and wow, wouldn't that would be huge. And you've got to think, look, Canelo is moving up in weight. He's shorter. He's got a shorter reach. He has to move forwards, and that gives a slight little touch of hope that Fielding can catch him coming in. And I'll be keeping my fingers and toes crossed in hope that he does. But in terms of the prediction, I'm going to say, unfortunately, I'm going to go for Canelo around round 6, and I think you'll probably see a brutal ending, because Canelo has a style, if you like, that is made for people like Fielding, and I think even 6 might be a bit wishful thinking. But listen, good luck, Rocky from Stocky. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you, and I look forward to seeing you. And if you like today's blog, please hit the subscribe button. We love growing the Hellraiser Boxing YouTube family. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the fight. See you then.